Hello everybody, XRayOP here with another video. And today we are doing something a little bit different. Now, normally I am just a One Piece channel, but I've been trying to do some new things lately, and there are other anime I love. My second favorite being Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter. I honestly don't care what you guys call it. A lot of people get mad when you say Hunter x Hunter. It is pronounced Hunter x Hunter, but Hunter x Hunter, that just has more of a kick to it. But anyway, today I've got a Hunter x Hunter character tier list. And, well, today I will be going, it doesn't really specifically say whether it's favorite character or strongest character or best characters or anything like that. So I'll just kind of go with my, favorite characters. Uh, Top 10. And as usual, this will be the only one that actually gets ranked through the actual line itself. Everything else, everybody will just be there to be there, and luckily, this is nowhere near as big as One Piece's character tier list. Like that was a huge roster, but yeah, which is good because I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna try to do this quick. Luckily, I have a better idea of who's at the top and who's at the bottom with this show rather than One Piece because Togashi, he's really good at writing some characters when he really focuses on said characters, but I think, from what I hear, his style of writing is a little bit more sudden and just kind of like a burst of whatever he wants to write rather than the more well planned out with a little improvising of Oda's. So some of the characters just tend to be a little forgettable because I don't think Togashi really knew what to do with some of them. But most of them are pretty great. But anyway, let's get into it. And let's start with Naniga slash. I forget what her actual name is. But overall, I'd say she's at least a good B. You know, she is. And I know there is kind of a thing about what her actual gender is. She might be transgender. I don't really know. All I know is Killua refers to her as a girl. So I will respect that. Killua knows her better than anybody. So yeah. Bisky. At first, I found her kind of annoying, but she grew on me. I mean, she is actually a really great character. She's funny, she's quirky, and she actually does genuinely care about Gon and Killua. So yeah, I like Bisky. Can't even remember his name. I don't hate the guy whatsoever, so I just put him there because he's a very he's had good moments, but overall he's a pretty forgettable character. That guy, I like that guy. I cannot remember his name because, well, Great Island's pretty much the only arc I've ever watched of Hunter x Hunter I've watched once and have no interest in watching again. It's my least favorite arc. Yes, even less than Hunter Exam. I like the Hunter Exam arc. I love it. Jing. Not top 10, but this might be kind of controversial, but I really like Jing. I mean, he is a terrible father. There is absolutely no doubt about that. He does not deserve to call himself Gon's dad. But aside from that, I love pretty much everything about him. I'm sure he is unlikable, but it's so unlikable, it's funny. And, the fact that he is so intelligent, and actually, when it does come to his, group of people, this guy, some other people like Razor and Kite, they actually really respect this guy to the point where they probably consider him a father too. So yeah, Jing has really great qualities to kind of not necessarily make up for the bad qualities, because his bad qualities are bad. When it comes to his bad qualities, he sucks. When it comes to his, not necessarily good, but interesting qualities, plus the fact that he's really funny, he's really interesting. And also, one of the best Nen users in the series, other than maybe Netero. And even that's pretty questionable, because I don't think Netero could just see someone else's ability or get hit by it and then just be able to copy it. He probably could. Go, yeah, not in the number one spot, but definitely deserves to be up there. Hanzo. I like Hanzo. You know, was, I think he's one of those characters Togashi meant to do more with, but hasn't really gotten around to it. Well, then again, I'm not completely caught up with the manga yet, so, maybe, I don't know. I get why some people can't stand Hizuka, but I can't help but love the guy. Well, not really love, but love to hate him. He's incredibly interesting. Granted, he's also a pedophile, which I hate, but he does have like a very interest. I'm like very interest. I find the minds of like psychopaths interesting, not good, but interesting. Like why they think so differently than most people do. Like what is it that makes their minds tick? Like I even used to want to go into like criminology or criminal psychology or something like that, and ended up with a degree in journalism. I'm a guy who can't keep his mind straight. So, yeah, I tend to be into one thing one day, into something else the next. Anyway, so yeah, Hisoka, obviously, no, one of the top characters. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like. Nah. He's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I don't know. There's something that makes me not like him. I don't know why. He's actually a really well written character. I mean, I didn't really buy why he joined Killua and all them. Although at the end, when it turns out he kind of, and that might be a spoiler if you're not caught up with the Chimera Ant arc, but I don't know. Tell you what, I'll save this one thing, but from here on out, I'm not gonna resist spoiling characters. All right, none of these are manga only characters; they're only anime. You want to catch up with the anime? It's on HBO Max, the entire thing. You want to go on Funimation, you can only catch up to the Great Island arc. You want to go on Netflix, only catch up to the Great Island arc. Like, pay $14 for HBO Max, try to binge it all in a month if you can, COVID's not done yet, so maybe you have time. So, yeah, anyway. Uh, Ikago, at least I think I pronounced that right, is right there, because I honestly just don't like him that much, and I don't know why. Illumi. I don't like him as much as most people do, but he is definitely an interesting character. But pretty much that's all I can say about him is he's kind of interesting. And yeah, I think he's a great character. Just doesn't deserve top 10. Kites, not top 10. Actually, he probably. I don't know. If the anime had actually done the manga justice and included Kite's story in it, then he might be top 10. I don't really know because I haven't read or watched Kite's story. I mean, the original anime back in 1999 probably did, but I don't know, I've never seen that one. Yeah, it's Killua. His development is unrivaled by any character except maybe Meruem, and it's pretty much Killua. He is everybody's favorite character, mine too. And Knuckle kind of annoys me sometimes, but overall, I think he's a really good character. For one thing, out of everybody in that goes to fight the Chimera Ants, he might be the best person, except maybe Killua. I mean, he doesn't want to fight the ants just because, oh, he's big and tough and wants to fight things. No, it's because he wants to actually understand them and just try to see if there's any way to make peace, which doesn't end up happening. But it almost does with Yubi. It almost does. But anyway, yeah, I really like Knuckle. To be honest, she's probably the highest up on this list. I just don't really. Because her character isn't really for us to get to know her character and love her character. Her character is for us to get to know what Meruem is, her to change Meruem and make him an amazing character. Komugi herself, while definitely a good character, I love Komugi, is not necessarily an amazing character because she's more of a catalyst to Meruem's development. She doesn't really develop, and she somewhat develops herself, because Meruem, he actually treats her nice. He gives her respect, and she's never seen that before. No pun intended. I am sorry. That she's never experienced anything like that before. No one's ever been nice to her. She's been treated like dirt her entire life. Well, she's like, the only thing she's good at is Gungi, which might be true, but that's because it's the only thing she's ever exerted herself towards because of her natural Nen ability to be able to do Gungi like that. And so, yeah, like to be honest, out of everybody on this list, she's the closest to being right here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put her right there because I do love Komugi. Colt, Colt's good. Definitely one of the higher ups on this list. He's a good character, you know. Aside from the fact that he's responsible for a lot of deaths of a lot of innocent people. Let's look past that for now because it is just an anime. Yeah, Kurapika's awesome. For one thing, I don't want to spoil anything in the manga, but he starts going down this dark path in the anime, and you just kind of wonder if he'll ever come back from it. Well, I can't say if he does or not, because that does kind of spoil things in the manga. I will say he's definitely still a dark character in the manga. I'm not gonna say how dark. But you see Kurapika's journey. Really, aside from Gon and Killua, you really see his journey more than anybody else, even with the short amount of time he's been in the series, because really, while the manga's definitely focused on him a lot more, in the anime, he really gets his introduction in the first couple of arcs with the Hunter exam and the Zolik family arc, and then he leaves for a little bit, and then he gets the York New City arc. That's pretty much all Kurapika, where I fell in love with his character. Like, he is awesome, and yes, he is a he. A lot of people mistake Kurapika for a girl, and to be honest, at first I thought Kurapika was a girl, and yeah, that it was really weird to find out he was a guy. And granted, he's also underage, so I don't think I got any weird thoughts in my head. But I was like, oh, that's a guy? Oh. Tagashi, for some reason, likes making his character's genders ambiguous. I don't know why. I'm not against trans or anything, or against people who don't identify as either. I don't know. Anyway, I've spent a little too much time on this, and he's probably, of the four guys, the best Nen user. He just has more raw determination for his goals than maybe Killua or Gonda. Well, if it's his determination, that's really it. He is more intelligent than them. He is definitely a lot smarter than them and more creative when it comes to Nen usage. Killua's creative. Gon, he can be sometimes, but overall, for his Nen potential, he's really not that good of a Nen user. But that's just because he just hasn't had the time or the training to do it. Besides, Gon kind of uses his actual training in order to progress as a Nen user. Kurapika kind of uses the whole Nen contracts to kind of get ahead. So, but anyway, yeah, Kurapika is an amazing character. Like, his raw determination, even though it leads him down a really dark path that he might not come back from, he's an awesome character. Rolo Lucifer. Aside from maybe Jing, he's probably the best character here. Because while some people kind of find him bland and boring, and I did too when I first saw York New City, when you really stop to think about it, he's actually a fascinating character. I can't really go into it right now because it's like going to way too long to explain. I'm not really good with character analyses, which is why I don't do them. Maybe I'll try one sometime. I don't know. I'm just not good with that kind of stuff. But Chrollo Lucifer is definitely one of the cooler characters. He's just not one of my top 10 favorite. Maybe not. He is the light at the end of the dark tunnel. I mean, he's probably got the least amount of darkness of the group. Gon originally doesn't have that much darkness, but he just slowly progresses. Killua is kind of the opposite effect. He starts out from a dark place, and then through the help of his friend Gon, kind of progresses and sees the lighter side of things. Kurapika kind of mirrors Gon, only he actually starts from a dark place and gets deeper and deeper and deeper. While Leorio really balances this out because, well, yeah, he does have a dark backstory because he came from a poor place, his friend died, and but overall, he is pretty much the brightest, most upbeat character of all of them, which is kind of strange because he's the most temperamental and grumpy. But I don't know, it's just like whenever at first I didn't like Leorio, but like especially with the under chairman election arc, that really showed me who Leorio really is and how he is probably the best person out of everybody on the group. And now whenever I see Leorio, I can't help but smile. At first, he comes off as an egotistical jerk who just wants to make a lot of money. But no, we find out he is a nice, selfless, not very, pretty simple human being. And in a story where it's filled with a bunch of dark, complex, messed up characters, seeing a guy who's just like, I just want to help people, and I want to be able to do it for free. And I want to make enough money so I don't have to charge them to help them. That is a character that Hunter x Hunter needs, and I love that Leorio's that. Hate him. He's good. Hardly remember her, but she is hot. Yeah. Meruem, I don't know, there's always been something that's somewhat turned me off from Meruem a little bit. But overall, he is probably the most well-developed character on the entire show. And like, he goes from this stereotypical arrogant powerhouse will just kill anybody he wants because he can, to a guy who is actually pretty compassionate and understanding and really learns to understand the value of life. Oh, by the way, the fact that he's just right on top of Komugi right now is a complete coincidence. Why did I say it like that? Anyway, but yeah, it is kind of convenient though, because through Komugi, he really understands the value of like. A lot of people say that he's in love with Komugi. He does love her. I don't think it's like necessarily in love, because when you say in love, it has like a sexual meaning to it, sort of. But he's probably the first. She's probably the first person Marilyn considers a friend, because she's the first person he's ever been a challenge to. Because she's the first person who's ever been a challenge to him. And yeah, he begins to empathize with her. He begins to care for her. And yeah, and it just, like, I love seeing the journey with it. And while I don't like the Chimera Ant arc as much as most people do, I do think it's a great arc. I just think it goes on way too long, and then. Oh, it's his amnesia thing. The amnesia thing where Hoof and Yuppie try to, like, get rid of Komugi and stuff. I hated that part. So yeah, pretty much from the time Meruem loses his memory to the time he gets it back, right before he gets it back, and then just once, right before he gets it back, I did not like that part of the arc. I just was like, okay, this is unnecessary. Just let him meet Komugi again, and yeah, and then he gets his memory back, at least the part with Komugi in it, and then he goes and is actually willing to bow before what's her name? No, she's not on here. That's weird. Even less relevant characters than her are on here. I can't remember her name. He's willing to bow to her, swallow up his pride, and because he just wants to know where Komugi is so he can spend his last minutes with her. So then he goes and plays Gongi with Komugi one last time. I loved that scene. That was absolutely amazing, and it just, like, the Meruem we were seeing there was not the Meruem we met, and I loved it. So yeah, Meruem, top 10. Don't like him. like her. Yeah, nah. More. Uh, this would be so much better if I was actually good with names, but I'm not. I think it's Moral. He's actually a really awesome guy. First, I didn't really like him too much because he seemed like, oh yeah, you just gotta be tougher, and he's like so hard on Killua. And now I know he's just saying that for his own he said all that mean stuff for his own benefit. And he's constantly trying to help everybody, including his enemies. Like, a lot of people think he's probably just shining Chi-Tu on, where he's just like being a jerk to Chi-Tu, just kind of gloating. No, he was actually trying to help Chi-Tu. I don't get why, because that could get people killed. But yeah, he's just that nice of a guy. Netero's awesome. Like, come on, it's Netero. Like at first he seems like a really sweet, quirky old man. And then you kind of find out that while he's not necessarily an evil person, he's actually a little bit more messed up than you think. Like he just kind of like it's kind of complicated. I've heard people say that he only respects the strong and does not have respect for the weak. I kind of disagree. I agree to some extent, but overall, uh, I can go into this later, but uh, I don't think he necessarily disrespects the weak. He wants to protect the weak. He knows that all humans' lives have value, or at least most humans' lives. So there are people he can't defend, because there are people that can't defend themselves. He knows that, and he believes that the strong are meant to kind of be able to protect the weak, even though his main goal is just to find a challenger who is unbeatable. However, the people I think he doesn't respect are those who want to protect the weak, think they can, but they're just not strong enough to. Those people I don't think he has respect for. I can go about this later, but yeah, that's my opinion on it anyway. Kind of like and kind of hate this guy. Really, I just think he's a well-written character, which is why he's on here. As far as like my actual opinion on him, I really don't like him that much. But he is definitely interesting. Like he is like the ultimate troll. He hides his evil intents through a guy who's all smiley and sweet and all that kind of stuff. Said he like life is just a game to him, and the people like he doesn't hate any of those people in the Hunter election arc. The only person he hates is Jing. He does hate Jing, but he actually loves pretty much everybody around him because he loves to make them suffer. He loves to use them as just like little chess pieces for his own little messed up game. And that's interesting. But at the same time, I find him unbearably annoying. So actually, I'm just going to move him down here. But I just kind of know that's the point. Yeah, Pito. I don't know. I hate that she, they. I hate that they killed Jing. Not Jing. Kite. I hate that they killed Kite. But overall, Pitu is just such a likable character. I mean, like, Pitu is sinister, but yet absolutely adorable. And the fact that they actually are probably the most well developed ant besides Marrow and, well, maybe Yuppie, but overall, Pitu actually does change a little throughout the story. It's a lot more subtle than, like, Meruem's change. But, like, Pitu actually apologizes to Gon. Pitu keeps up their end of the deal after Gon lets Pitu, heal Komugi. And, like, you think that Pitu would just be, like, saying what they feel like they're supposed to say when they apologize to Gon? No. They are genuinely sorry for killing Gon's friend. And they actually don't want to kill Gon. They just feel that they have to because, you know, Gon might be a threat to the king. And then we find out it's most likely a threat to the king. Well, maybe. I honestly don't think Adolf could take Meruem, even before he consumed Yuppie and Poof. Yeah, P2 is very entertaining. For one thing, P2 has always been like loaded with personality. The curiosity and the fun-loving nature of P2 as something that puts a smile on their face, despite their very sinister side. But yeah, I love P2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe two more. Okay, yeah, none of these guys are making the top 10. So let's just okay. Least favorite of the Royal Guards, but a well-written character, so I'll keep him above that. He's okay. I actually like that character. She is ugly as hell, but she's so sweet and just like helpful and stuff. So I like that one. I like him. I don't get why he's the only other one of the damn troop. Or he says that he said is no longer a member of the troop. Hate him. I just don't like that guy. I like him. Yuppie's pretty cool, especially since like like he's the one who's supposed to be the least individual of the Chimera ants because he doesn't have any human in him. At least if I remember correctly, he doesn't. No, he's like part ant, part mythical beast. So yeah, and then but he still learns to honor his opponents, and it's interesting. I like this guy. I just think he gets kind of pushed to the background a little bit. With the antics of Shallowpoof and the fun-loving personality filled P2. He's just kind of like a little bit more forgettable, but he's a great character. Now I'm gonna bump him up here. I don't know. I want to learn more about this guy. Just for one thing, he is an assassin, but it's not like he's pure evil or anything. He's just a guy who does his job. I mean, like, when he was fighting Chrollo, he was, he's fighting Chrollo, he actually stops because, like, his contract's over, so there's no point in killing him. And he goes, "You're probably not going to get another chance like this." And he's like, "Well, I don't do this for fun. This is just a job." And then he actually indiscriminately, and then when he realizes he accidentally hurt Komogi, just an innocent bystander, it gets to him because he's never hurt an innocent bystander before. He won't hurt someone unless it's for the name of self, like he might defend himself or. But overall, he kills because it's his job. He doesn't want to hurt innocent bystanders. That said, if he didn't want to hurt innocent bystanders, why fire a bunch of Nen things indiscriminately like rain? That's probably gonna happen. So anyway, I like this guy. And I like this kid. I hope we get to see this kid again, and I hope he's improved a lot. Because I have like good hopes for that kid. So yeah, that's oh wait, I still gotta rank these guys. Okay. Sukuna above Gon, Killua above Gon, Kurapika above Gon. I don't think I'm gonna put Leorio above Gon because like we see the least of him out of all these guys. Let's see, when I put Kurapika is now, I don't think I'd put Kurapika above Killua. Um, let's see, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I got 8. Let's see, what am I gonna put on here? Jing. And Moral. Although this is the order they go in. So that's pretty set in stone. Let's see. Where are these guys going to go? Mario. I know his quirky old man thing is really more of a persona he puts on, but I don't know. He's still got a lot of personality. He's got more personality than Meryl. That's what sets me off from Meryl. He may have good development, but overall, he never really has much personality. Alright, P2. You know what? I can't honestly say this is 100% set in stone, but I'd say this is pretty much how it goes. Killua number 1, Hisoka number 2, Kurapika 3, going 4, Piso 5, Netero 6, Leroy 7, Merlin 8, Jing 9. Actually, I'm going to put Jing above Merlin because he's just got more personality and he's funnier than Merlin. And Moral number 10. Just barely making the list because I do love this guy. So, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream right there. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know if you guys want more Hunter x Hunter content, because I'd be happy to do that. But I might start like a second channel for like more anime stuff, because I haven't gotten into a lot more anime lately. So anyway, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. Hit the bell icon to get notified every time I post a video, which I'm going to try to do a little more often now. I don't know, I keep getting up too late, and like I work at night, so I don't really have much time in my day. But anyway, yeah, adios. Where's that famous? Oh, here we go.